Good morning, grade 1 students. How are you all? I hope you all are feeling good. You all are feeling fresh in the morning, right? And today is the third day of this week. And which week is going on? Yes, this is week 18 and the day is the third day of week 18, right? Now, I want to ask you some questions, right? These questions are actually related to your first term topics, right? Now, I'm going to first show you a picture and then we will continue with our other activity. Now, this is going to be our starter activity now. Which animal is this? It's a fox. Correct. It's a fox. Have you ever heard of fox before? Yes. You might have heard about fox. You might have seen fox in some movies on television, or you must have read something about fox in some books. But apart from that, have you ever heard something or read something about foxes? Yes, we have read the information about foxes in the first term. In the first term, we read about foxes, remember? Yes. So what type of a text was that? That was informative text because it was giving you information, right? It was giving you information about foxes, right? You have read in your Nelson English the text which was giving information about foxes. What type of information? That where does fox live? What does fox look? How does it looks like? And what does it likes to eat? So this was the basic information that you have done it in the first term, and that was related to foxes, right? So the text that gives you information, or a book that gives you information about anything. It could be anything. It could be your any animal, any place, anything which is it's giving information. So what type of text do you call it? Or what type of a book will you call it? It will be a non-fiction book. Okay? It would be a non-fiction because it's giving you information. It's giving you facts, right? Whereas on the other side, the book or the text that gives you only that is a made-up thing, or it's a make-believe, or a book story which is a make-believe or a made-up story, that story will be called a fiction story. Okay, that story would be a fiction story, whereas the text that tells you information, that gives you facts, would be it would be a non-fiction. So remember, we have learned information about foxes in the first term. So today what we are going to learn is about tigers. Have you ever seen tigers before? You have seen in movies, you have seen in pictures, right? You must have seen in on television, in movies, in pictures, the different types of tigers. So do you like tigers? Yes, you like tigers? Aren't you afraid of them? No? Wow, that's great. You like tigers, you are not afraid of tigers. Okay. Now, let's see a picture of tigers so that you will recall. Can you all see my screen, class? Yes? Great. Now look at this picture and see how does a tiger looks like. You can see this is a lighter shade tiger. It's another tiger, but they have black stripes, right? They all have black stripes. This orange tiger also have black stripe. This is also a tiger. This is also a tiger. See, they all are of orange color with black stripes. This is how a tiger looks like. Yes, this is how a tiger looks like, right? Now, we'll be reading the information about tigers from the Nelson English book. Later on, so we are going to discuss what information was it in that text. So I want you all to please pay attention to whatever I am reading, whatever is there in your text, right? Because later on I might ask you questions about that text. You got it? Yes? Yes, class? That's great. Now I want you all to open page 84 of your book, this page. Here you will find all the different informations about the tigers, right? Now, can I start reading? Okay. Now pay attention and listen. Tigers are big cats. They are big cats. They look like cats also. Yes? Okay. Most tigers live in hot places such as India. Some tigers live in cold places such as Siberia. A tigress can give birth to as many as 7 cubs. Now, the female of a tiger is called tigress, and a male is called a tiger, that you know. So, a tigress can give birth to as many as 7 cubs. Usually, only 2 or 3 survive. The cubs spend 8 weeks in the den feeding on their mother's milk. This is about the babies of a tiger, of a tigress. So how many babies a tiger can give? A tigress can give at a time 7 cubs, but usually only 2 or 3 can stay alive. The rest of them they will die. And what do they eat? They mostly for 8 weeks they are on their mother's milk. Okay. Now comes the facts, the information. Okay, the fact file, what tigers look like. Most tigers have orange fur with black stripes. Some tigers have paler fur with fewer stripes. Like you have seen in that picture, a paler fur with fewer stripes. Male tigers are bigger than female tigers. Now, how tigers live. Now you have seen this, how they look like. Mostly they are of orange color. They have orange fur. Some of them may have a paler fur with few stripes like you have seen in that picture, but mostly they are of orange color with black stripes. And one thing is, male tigers, they are bigger than the female tigers. How tigers live. Tigers do not live in families or groups. Tigers live and hunt on their own. They live on their own life. They are independent. Okay? So they don't like families. They don't like groups. They like independent. Okay, tigers eat. Tigers hunt at night because it is easier for them to creep up on the animals without being seen. Tigers catch deer. Tigers will eat most of the small animals. They usually hunt for food at night time so that they don't want to be seen by the other animals. So what do they eat? They like to eat, they like to catch deers and they like to eat small animals. Okay. Now, how do they move? Actually, tigers are not fast runners. Tigers creep up on an animal and they can swim. They are not fast runners. They can easily creep up on animals and they can easily swim. So this was the information that we have got from the book. And so that means the text which I have read was a non-fiction text because it was giving you information, giving you facts about tigers. Now let's recall what we have read in the lesson. So the first part was, where does tigers live? They live in hot places and cold places, both. So which is the hot place where our tigers live? India, correct. And which is the cold place where tigers live? They like to live in Siberia, correct. So now comes the next one. How does tigers look like? Tigers have orange fur with black stripes. They have orange fur with black stripes. Okay. Now what do they hunt? What do they eat? They eat small animals. They like to catch deer, right? They eat small animals and deer. So this was the information that we have gathered from the text. Now, what I want is, I want you all to please copy this down. Copy the web that I have made on the board. Copy my web so that you are going to understand the information more clearly. Once you have copied this, we are going to write this information in form of sentences, only few of them. Now, how you are going to write? You are going to gather all this information and form sentence. Like you can say, tigers live in hot places like India. Okay, but they can also live, some of them can also live in cold places like Siberia. Then the next sentence, how does it look like and what does it like to eat? Only few sentences we are going to write down. So have you all copied this? Great. Now let's write down and find how to write information. Okay, now your web is done. Now we are going to write down the information. Can you all see my board, class? That's great. Okay. Now the information is about tigers, right? Okay. Now, what are tigers actually? Tigers are big cats, right? They live in hot places like India, comma, but some tigers, some of them live in cold places like which place? Siberia. Okay, now this sentence is complete. Now, this is all about where tigers live. Now comes how do they look like. Tigers have orange fur with, yes, with black stripes. Okay, then they love to hunt at night. They usually eat small animals and like and tigers like to what? Yes, tigers like to catch which animal? Deer. Right? Now this is your whole information. Tigers are big cats. They live in hot places like India, but some of them live in cold places like Siberia. Tigers have orange fur with black stripes. They love to hunt at night. They usually eat small animals, and tigers like to catch deer. Now I want you all to write down this information in your notebooks. Now since it is writing, so I'm going to give you 12 minutes for this task and your time starts now. Okay, time is up. Time is up now. Leave your work and let's just wrap up the lesson by looking at a presentation. I'm going to show you a presentation to wrap up what we have learned today. And this presentation is about which animal? Correct. This presentation is about tigers. Correct. Now let's watch. Okay. Information about tigers, right? Now let's see. Information about tigers. Habitat, that means where do they live? Most tigers live in hot places such as India. Some tigers live in cold places such as Siberia. Okay. Now comes looks. Most tigers have orange fur with black stripes. Some tigers have paler fur with fewer stripes. Male tigers are bigger than female tigers, right? Okay. Eat. They hunt. Tigers hunt at night. They catch deers and small animals. Now comes movement. Tigers are not fast runners, but they can easily swim. Now you can also add in this sentence that tigers, they are fast runners, but not fast runners, but they can swim in your notebook as well. This is another information. You can add this information in your text, right? Okay, class. So that means that we have learned something about tigers, that where do they live, how do they eat, how do they move, right? So I hope you must have understood. You can go on any website and you can find out more information about tigers. You can find out more pictures about tigers, because I know that boys especially must be interested to know more about tigers, right? Okay. So do remember to do your homework. I'll be posting it on portal and to watch the websites. Okay. So see you in your science lesson. Bye bye.